Welcome to how to grow your consulting business without sacrificing your lifestyle. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to grow and scale in a way that's enjoyable and fulfilling. Let's go. When I started my consulting business 14 years ago, I didn't have the benefit of someone like me telling me what to do and what not to do. And so I made the oldest mistake in the book, which is I started selling my time for money. The problem with consulting in that way is that you're forced to sell more time to make more money. And what ends up usually happening, and what happened to me, is that I ended up with no free time and always having to be working. And if I wasn't working, I was worried about work. And so I want to save you from that. I hope you're not there already, but if you are, don't worry. This video is going to help. I'm going to share with you the solution to this problem, as well as the 3 business model strategies that can help you grow and scale without losing yourself in the process. So the problem with selling your time for money is that you always have to sell more time to make more money. And so you can get into this hamster wheel of selling and delivering and selling and delivering. Now, if you're a consultant, and especially if you're working by the project or by the hour, chances are you're having trouble taking time off or even hiring somebody to do some of the work for you. And why? Because I'm guessing you might not have monthly recurring revenues. Listen, monthly recurring revenues are the holy grail of any business. And in consulting, that shows up as a retainer. The problem is if you're consulting even on a retainer with 1 client at a time, you're still gonna be maxed out, probably at a place that isn't enough money to make you happy. You'd have to have really high paying clients to make anything close to $1 million business. So what I'm going to share with you is 3 different ways that you can grow and scale to $1 million and beyond without selling more time for money. The first strategy is really common, especially right now. This is all the rage, all the buzz. Everybody wants to create an online course. And everybody's talking about funnels and traffic and conversion rates. And I get it. It's really exciting and very appealing. To create something once and sell it forever, I totally get it. And to be honest, I've done it myself. I created a course called Retreats to Riches just recently, which I just launched. And before that, I had the Superstar Accelerator. And my very first course ever was called Make Them Beg. And every single time, I thought it was gonna be way easier than it was. Way easier to sell it and way easier to create it. The reason it wasn't easy for me and may not be easy for you is because it requires a lot of technology and it requires a lot of traffic. Traffic and technology are really at the fundamental foundation of what drives someone to be able to make millions of dollars in course sales. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it, but if you're anything like me, you'd far prefer to be in person or be at an event or work with another human being than with a computer. So if that's you, then I invite you to consider option number 2. Now, before I get into option number 2, and by the way, my favorite option, I do want to invite you to please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and connect to my notifications so that you get a little ding bell every single time I drop a new video. So option number 2, like I said, is my favorite, and that is what I call a group consulting model. Now, a group consulting model is very similar to a group coaching model, which I have a whole bunch of videos about as well, which you might want to check out later. A group consulting model involves pulling together a group of people that can consult with you and with each other. I call it tapping into the magic of the collective. So my favorite way to do this model is to create retreats and masterminds. Now, I'm not going to dive deep into this strategy in this video because I have so many videos about this strategy, which I invite you to check out. But I will say this, the retreat mastermind model, the idea behind it is that you deliver some sort of group experience that provides a big breakthrough to people. And then from that experience, you invite them to join a group mastermind or group consulting program that meets regularly for a whole year. And the reason I recommend that is because when you bring in great people together, they can share best practices, they can share tools and resources with each other that you would never be able to come up with by yourself. See, as consultants, we can get stuck in this mindset that we have to be the source of all the answers and all the value for our clients. What I invite you to consider is that maybe your clients all put together have as much value or maybe even a whole lot more value than you do. And that you could just facilitate that, and that would be a much easier way to generate revenues than having to constantly be serving your clients one-on-one. And the third strategy to grow your consulting business is what I call, and what a lot of people call, the train the trainer model. So there are kind of two basic versions of this. I'm sure there are more, but two that I've seen and that I want to talk about here. The first version of a train the trainer model is where you solidify your content and your systems and processes enough that you're able to hire somebody and have them execute and coach and consult and work with your clients. That's kind of the most obvious way, but the problem with that way that I see is that then you've got a whole bunch of employees. And I don't know about you, but personally, that's not why I started a consulting business. I didn't necessarily want to become a huge consulting company with a bunch of employees and consultants. I wanted a lifestyle business. So if that's more your speed, then I recommend this other version of the train the trainer model, which my friend Mike Michalowicz uses, and also Gino Wickman from Traction, he uses this model, where basically you become the source of the process and the system and the methodology, and then you train other people, but they pay you to train them. They basically pay you to get certified so that then they can go out and deliver the value to the end user. What I love about the second model is that then instead of you having a whole bunch of employees and payroll and red tape and all this stuff, instead you just serve a new client. You serve the client, which are the providers. They are the consultants that are out in the world representing your brand, your methodology, your model. So that's the third way. And what I will say about these three ways is that they kind of can work in conjunction. It doesn't have to be one or the other. What I recommend is starting out, which you've probably already done, with some sort of one-on-one model where you're providing the consulting, and that's where you kind of develop the core methodology. The second place I would go is to take that and multiply it by moving into this group format that I talked about. And then from having that group format and witnessing all these other people in action and implementing your strategy, you're going to learn a lot and then be able to turn it into a train the trainer or turn it into an online do-it-yourself course. And those two can kind of happen either simultaneously or one after the other. So I promised you a free gift that you would love, and that gift is a consultation with yours truly. If you want to check in with me and discover if and how I might support you, or even ask me a question or two about your business, go to superstaractivator.com/go and sign up for a free discovery call with me. I look forward to meeting you.